just because you like it don't mean it's good for you. Our natural desires are not good, right? We may like them, but they can have consequences, right? Check this out, right? Like all of us, we have natural desires, right? I may have a natural desire to want to eat ice cream all day, to eat chicken. I love a good bacon burger, right? I love a good bacon pizza, right? I love that, right? I love that thing. It tastes good. I eat it all day if I can, right? I really enjoy it. But if I make a habit of that, if I do that all day, every day, eat bacon pizza and drink it with a nice vanilla milkshake all the time, that's gonna have consequences, right? But although I like it, right, it's gonna come with consequences, right? And that's the issue, right? A lot of the times God tells us stuff, right? God tells us stuff and it's not what we like, and we don't do it, like, because we don't like it. Like, we disobey God because we disobey God basically. We disobey God because He's telling us to do something that we don't like, right? Like, God's telling us to go this way, but I want to go this way, and I don't want to go God's. It's not that I have a problem against God, not that we have an issue with God. It's just what He's telling us to do, we don't like it, so we don't do it, right? And the issue with that is it has consequences. Me eating bacon pizza every day has consequences to it, right? Like, and there's gonna, if that's a cause, it's gonna have a bad effect on my life, right? And all of us have those desires, right? I'd say even back in my younger college days, like, right? Like, I used to want to enjoy having sex, right? That was the thing I did. And I wanted to have sex, and I wanted to have it with as many girls as possible, right? That was the thing of mine. I just wanted to do it. It didn't matter what race you was, your height, size, whatever on the attractive scale, that's what I like to do. That was my thing, right? I wasn't a drinker, wasn't a smoker, but I wanted to have sex with as many women as possible, right? That was my thing. I used to have a goal of I wanted to do it with like 100 women. That was like my goal, right? And hopefully when I got that goal of 100, I wanted to hit like 200, 300, and hopefully like just, I don't know why I was young and stupid, but that was something like that I admired. That's what that was like crazy enough, like a passion of mine. I don't know, like if somebody told me like, what's your favorite hobby, I was gonna be like a conquest to meet a girl, sleep with her. That's what drives me every weekend, right? And whether you believe or not, you will say, right, if you hear that, if I told you, if you met me, whether you believe in God or not, right, whether you agree with celibacy or not, you would tell me, if you met me and I told you like, hey, my goal is to, sleep with as many girls as possible, do it whenever, you know what I'm saying? Whether you believe in God or not, you will honestly be like, yo, like, that's nice and all, sure, best of luck with that, but hey, that may end up in some trouble for you. Like, some bad consequences could come from that, right? You sleep with all these girls, you may like doing that, and like, hey, not judging you, Rose, but like, yeah, a lot of bad things can come from that. You may have a child, or you may mess around and catch an STD, or you may mess around and sleep with somebody who has a boyfriend, and that can end up in trouble for you. Or you are sleeping with all these different women, right? And you are gaining soul ties with them. And if you gain a soul tie with somebody who is not a good person or dealing with some things, like you have a soul tie with them, like there's gonna be consequences that, and if they're dealing with something, some of this mess that they're dealing with gonna get on you, right? Like, I know you like sleeping around women, but like there's gonna have consequences, right? And yeah, just because I like it don't mean it's good for me. So I'm saying that to say, but the reason I got out of that lifestyle, because I had to put away with what I liked to obey God. I knew I can't obey God and do that. It had to be one or the other, right? Like, I can't try to live this lifestyle of sleeping with as many women as possible, doing what I like, then try to obey God. Like, no. And I know, like, if I continue doing that, there's gonna be like repercussions with that. Not that God was gonna punish me, right? But it had nothing to do with God punishing me. God's wasn't gonna punish me for doing that. No, what he was gonna do is just take his protection off of me. And like the things that I was doing, it wasn't that he was gonna punish me. I was gonna punish myself, because the things I was indulging in is gonna have consequences, right? And that's the whole point of this. Like, you don't have to, if God tells you something, you don't have to like it, right? You don't have to like it, and that's okay. God still tells me stuff all the time, like, Ross, do this, forgive this person, I want you to take this job or take this role, or start a conversation with this person, or go pray for that person. Stuff I might just not feel like doing. I might not want to do it. And like, truth be told, like, a lot of times God may tell me something that in the beginning I don't like. I'm like, God, do I have to? I'm like a little kid, like whining, like, I don't want to do that. Like, why? But truth of the matter, like, it's not that he wants to like make me. He wants to like annoy me or bother me, make me do things I don't want to do. Nah, it's because like his way is just better than mine, right? And once I obey him, I realized, like, oh shoot, you were wiser than me, and because I did what you said, oh shoot, I kind of see it how you see it now. I see why you made me do that. Oh shoot, I'm glad I did that. Right? Like, that was very beneficial. Like, a lot of good came from me obeying what you wanted, right? Or he can, on the flip side of that, he may say to me, hey Ross, stop doing that. Hey Ross, I need you to stop indulging in that thing. Or, hey, stop talking like that. Stop listening to that type of music. Don't go over that, Ross. Or, hey, instead of going out, hey, spend some time with me today. Or, hey Ross, I know you wanna like go get your workout in. You like got a workout plan for 12 to 3:30. Taught me 12 to 1, but hey, can you spend that time with me? And I'm like, God, I want to work out, right? And sometimes I may go work out, and then something happens, like, then I get busy, and then I gotta go run this errand and go do this, and then like, boom, something happens, something bad may happen, and throughout the course of that day, and I just flip out, and I just remember, like, oh shoot, when God was telling me to pray early and spend time with him, I probably should have listened to him, because throughout the course of events, like, something happened, right? And I had a busy, hectic day, and I'm stressed, pulling my hair out. And God knew I was gonna have that type of day. But had I prayed and spent time with him, I could have been peaceful throughout me having this wild, hectic, crazy day, or this bad news I might have received throughout the day. Like, if I just started my day with God versus starting the day my way, right? This crazy day I might have had would have been okay. And that's just an example of obeying God, right? And I'm gonna wrap this video up saying this: the more and more you make a habit of obeying God, right? The more and more you make a habit of not doing what you want and doing the things that he wants, initially it's gonna be a little rough, but the more and more you obey God and go against your ways and pick up his ways, the more and more you do that, the more experience you'll gain, right? And the less difficult it'll be, a little easier it get. And the more and more you do that, the more and more you'll see the benefits in obeying God and why you should obey God. And the more and more you do that, you'll become more and more like him, right? And the more his desires and your desires are gonna become aligned. And the more and more you obey God, disobeying God is doing what you like and disobeying God is gonna hurt much more than it did before. Like, when you first started obeying God, right, it was hard to obey God. Now, the more and more rhythm you get, disobeying God is gonna be harder than obeying God, right? Like, you're gonna be like, God, I don't want to disappoint you. God, I want to do your way. I don't want to do what I want to do. And going against you is much harder to me than going your way. So I just want to encourage you guys, if God is telling you something, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not from God. And just because you don't like it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. No. Maybe if you don't like, maybe if you do like, maybe you shouldn't do it, right? Maybe what you like isn't a good thing. Maybe, like I said, I would love to eat greasy, fatty foods all day, but I know I can't do that because there's gonna be some repercussions that come with that. So look, you guys, I just want to leave y'all with this. Just do what God wants you to do. Whatever you feel God's pulling you to, just do what he wants you to do. Because the more and more you do that, I promise you, it's going to get easier over time to just obey God and follow what he wants you to do versus what you want to do. So I love y'all and I hope that helps.